Hey, you guys, and welcome back to Speed Reads. To start, thank you for 1,000 subscribers. We appreciate the support of each and every one of you. Now let's get into it. The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Expanded full summary. The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey is a timeless guide to personal and professional success. Unlike typical self-help books that focus on short-term tricks, Covey emphasizes principle-centered living, a life guided by deep, enduring values rather than fleeting impulses. These habits are designed to help individuals achieve personal mastery, build strong relationships, and create lasting impact in their personal and professional lives. Introduction: Paradigms, Principles, and the Inside-Out Approach. Covey begins by explaining that how we perceive the world, our paradigms, shapes our thoughts, behaviors, and results. A paradigm is essentially a mental map, the lens through which we interpret reality. If we want to change our outcomes, we must first change our paradigms. Principles, on the other hand, are universal truths, integrity,
The first
honesty,
key principle
fairness,
is perception.
and human dignity. How we
That do
perceive
not
a
change with
challenge
circumstances or
determines how we
trends.
respond to it.
Covey contrasts
Most
the
people see
personality
obstacles
ethic,
as problems,
focusing on
as
techniques,
interruptions,
quick fixes, and
as
image
something to
management,
fear or avoid.
with the character
But
ethic,
perception is
focusing on
incredibly
integrity,
powerful.
courage,
The
and
reality of a
principle-centered
situation
behavior.
does not automatically
He
dictate our
emphasizes that
emotions or
lasting
actions.
effectiveness comes from
It is our
character, not
interpretation that
superficial
matters
skills.
most.
The book is
Obstacles
structured
themselves
around
are
an
neutral.
inside-out approach.
A delay,
True
a failure,
effectiveness
or a
starts with
mistake is
self-mastery.
simply an event.
Private victory
It is our
then moves
mind that
outward to
assigns
relationship
meaning.
effectiveness.
By changing
Public
our
victory,
perception, we can
and is
transform
sustained
any
through
setback
ongoing renewal.
into an opportunity.
Part 1.
For
Private
example,
victory.
a failed
Habits
business
1 through
venture
3.
can feel devastating
Private victory
if
is
we
about
see it as a
personal
final
mastery,
verdict.
self-discipline,
But if we see it as
and
a
taking
learning
responsibility
experience,
for your life,
it becomes a stepping
before
stone toward
interacting
success.
effectively with others,
Holiday
you must
emphasizes
master
the importance
yourself.
of controlling our
Habit
emotions.
1. Be
Panic,
proactive.
anger,
Being
and
proactive
frustration
is about
only
taking
cloud
responsibility
judgment.
for your life
By
rather
cultivating
than blaming
calm and
circumstances,
clarity,
conditions,
we
or
gain
other
the
people.
ability to see the
Covey
truth of a
distinguishes
situation
between
and make better
reactive
decisions.
people,
Allow
historical
moves,
figures like
conditions, or other
Marcus
people to
Aurelius
dictate
and
their
Thomas
behavior.
Jefferson. They
Master
focus
this
on the
principle.
circle of concern.
Marcus Aurelius
Things they
faced
cannot
wars,
control.
political
Proactive
instability,
people
and personal
focus on the
loss.
circle of influence.
Yet he remained
Things
composed,
they can
seeing
control,
challenges
including
as
choices,
opportunities to
actions,
practice
and
virtue.
responses.
Jefferson
Key
overcame
principles
political
of
opposition,
proactivity.
personal
1.
tragedies, and public
Responsibility.
scrutiny. Yet
Your
used
ability to
setbacks as
choose your
fuel to
response
pursue
to
his
any
vision for the
situation.
nation. Even under
Perception
pressure,
also
you
involves
have a
reframing.
choice.
2.
Ask yourself,
Language matters.
what can I learn from this?
Proactive people
How
say,
can this
I
make
can,
me stronger?
I will, or
What
I choose,
opportunity
while
exists
reactive
here that
people
I
say,
haven't
I
noticed?
have to, or if
By
only.
consciously reframing
3.
challenges,
Shift
we
from
shift from
dependence to
victimhood
independence.
to empowerment. By being proactive,
Exercise.
you cultivate
Each day
self-reliance
this week,
and
write
personal
down
power.
one challenge you faced.
Practical application.
Then ask yourself how you
Identify
can view it
areas where
differently,
you feel
what lesson it
powerless,
offers,
and
how
ask
it could
what
make
can
you
I control
stronger,
here,
or how it could
Focus
open
on
doors
actions,
you didn't see before.
not blame.
Section 2.
Replace reactive
Action.
language with
Moving
proactive
forward.
language.
Despite obstacle,
Example, instead
the
of
second
saying, I
principle is
hate my
action.
job, a
Knowledge
proactive
without
person
action
might
is
ask,
meaningless.
how can I improve
Understanding
my
that
performance
obstacles
or
are
seek better
opportunities
opportunities
is only useful if we
Habit
take deliberate
2.
steps to
Begin with
overcome
the end
them.
in mind.
This
Action
habit
is
is
what
about
transforms
vision,
theory
purpose,
into
and
reality.
clarity of life goals.
Action must be persistent
Covey
and
urges
deliberate.
readers to define what they want their
Small,
life to
consistent steps
look like in the
often
long
lead to more
term,
progress than a
not
single
just
burst of
react to
effort.
day-to-day pressures.
Consider Thomas Edison.
Without a clear
He failed
destination,
thousands of
you
times
risk
before
wandering
successfully
aimlessly
inventing
through
the light
life.
bulb.
Key
Each failure
principles
was
of
a
habit
step toward
2.
mastery.
1 point.
Similarly,
Define personal
Holiday
mission.
encourages us to
Create a
break down
personal mission
obstacles
statement
into
that reflects your
manageable
deepest
actions.
values and life goals.
Action also requires
This acts as a
discipline.
guiding compass for
Life
decisions
rarely
and
delivers
actions.
motivation on
2
demand.
point. Envision
True
your
progress
desired
comes
legacy.
from showing up even
Imagine
when you
the
don't feel
impact
like
you
it.
want to leave on family,
Consistency
friends,
builds
work, and
momentum,
society.
and momentum
3.
makes challenges
Roles
easier
and
to
goals.
face.
Identify
Flexibility is
key life
crucial in
roles,
action.
e.g., family member,
Obstacles often
professional,
disrupt
friend,
plans,
and set
requiring
clear goals for
adaptation.
each.
By
Practical
experimenting,
application,
improvising,
write a personal
and
mission
adjusting your
statement,
approach,
or a
you
set
can
of
transform
guiding
unexpected
principles.
setbacks into
Ask
breakthroughs.
yourself daily,
For example,
does this
when a
action
business
align
idea
with my
fails,
ultimate goals?
adjust your strategy rather than
Visualize
abandoning
long-term
your
outcomes
goal.
before making
Action
decisions,
also demands
whether financial,
responsibility.
relational, or
Instead
professional.
of blaming circumstances,
Example,
take ownership of what
if
you
you
can
aspire
control.
to be financially
Your
independent
effort,
and
attitude,
generous,
and
your decisions about
This
spending,
mindset empowers you to
investing,
act
or career
decisively,
moves should
even when
reflect that
external
vision.
circumstances seem beyond your
Habit 3.
control.
Put first things
Identify
first.
one current obstacle
Once you know
in
your
your
mission,
life.
Break it down into small,
Habit
achievable
3 is about
steps.
prioritizing
Commit
and
to taking one
executing.
action toward it today.
Many people live reactively,
Repeat each day,
responding
building
to urgent
momentum
but
and
not
progress.
important matters.
Section 3
Covey introduces the time
cultivating
management
inner
matrix
strength and resilience.
Quadrant I, urgent
The
and
third
important
principle
crisis,
is will.
deadlines.
While perception
Quadrant
shapes
2,
how we see
not
obstacles,
urgent but
and
important.
action shapes what we do.
Planning, relationships,
Will shapes who we
personal
are
growth.
internally.
Quadrant
We
3,
cannot control everything
urgent
in life,
but not important,
but we can control our
interruptions,
response.
trivial tasks.
Will allows us to endure hardship,
Quadrant 4,
maintain
not
focus,
urgent
and
and not
cultivate
important.
resilience.
Time wasters,
Will is developed through
distractions.
patience,
Key principle.
humility, and preparation.
True effectiveness comes from
Life will
spending
inevitably
most of your
challenge
time
you,
in quadrant
but
2.
your inner strength determines
Activities
how you
that are
respond.
important but not
A
urgent.
strong will
Like
allows you
health,
to persist despite
relationships,
setbacks,
skill building,
to endure
and
suffering
long-term
without
planning.
losing purpose,
Practical
and to
application.
transform obstacles into
Weekly
lessons.
planning.
Schedule
Historical
quadrant
examples
2
abound.
activities before reacting
Abraham
to
Lincoln
urgent
faced
matters.
repeated political defeats,
Learn to say no to
personal
things that don't
loss,
align with your
and
mission.
public criticism.
Focus on
Yet
effectiveness
he maintained
over
a steadfast
efficiency.
will,
Doing the right
ultimately
things matters
becoming one
more
of the
than
most
doing things
influential
right.
leaders in history.
Example: Nelson
Instead of
Mandela
spending all
endured
weekend
decades of
catching up on
imprisonment,
emails,
yet his will
urgent but
allowed
not
him to
important,
emerge without
schedule
bitterness,
time to
ready to lead a
exercise,
nation.
read, or work on a personal
Developing will
project that
involves
aligns
grit
with
and
long-term
endurance.
goals.
Every
Part
obstacle
2,
faced with
public
courage
victory.
strengthens
Habits
resilience.
4-6.
Facing
Public
discomfort,
victory is about
fear, or
building
uncertainty
strong, mutually
intentionally
beneficial
helps build a
relationships.
mind that refuses to
Once
break
you
under
achieve
pressure.
private mastery,
Will also
you can
involves
interact
gratitude
effectively and positively
perspective.
with others.
Challenges
Habit
often hide
4.
benefits that
Think
are not
win-win.
immediately visible.
Win-win thinking
Recognizing
is the
small
mindset that
victories,
mutual benefit is
lessons
possible
learned,
in
or
all
new
interactions
insights allows
Covey
us to
argues
maintain
that the
hope
world
and
is not
purpose.
zero-sum.
Exercise.
One person's success
Reflect
doesn't
on a difficult
require
period
another's
in your
failure.
life and list the
Key
strengths,
principles of
lessons,
win-win
or growth you gain
1
from
point,
it.
abundance
Keep
mentality.
this list as a reminder
Believe
of your
there is
ability
plenty
to
for
endure
everyone,
and
as
overcome.
opposed to a scarcity mentality.
Section 4.
2
Applying
point,
Stoic
character and
principles in daily
relationships.
life.
Holiday
Integrity,
outlines
maturity, and
practical ways to
empathy are
implement these
required to create
principles.
win-win solutions.
Turn obstacles upside
3.
down.
Instead of
Seek
seeing
mutual
challenges
benefit.
as problems,
Focus on agreements
ask,
and solutions
how can I
where
turn
all
this to my
parties feel
advantage?
respected and valued.
Focus on what you can control.
Practical application.
Stop wasting energy on what is
Approach
beyond your
negotiations
influence.
and conflicts with
Concentrate on your
curiosity.
thoughts, actions,
How can we
and
both
effort.
benefit?
Prepare
Avoid
for
manipulative,
adversity,
competitive,
mentally
or
rehearse
self-centered
challenges,
tactics.
and visualize yourself
Build trust
overcoming
before
them.
seeking short-term
This builds
gains.
resilience before the
Example,
obstacle even appears.
at work, instead of hoarding
Maintain
credit
ethical
for
integrity.
success,
Share
true
recognition
success
with
is
team
rooted in
members.
virtue.
Creating
Avoid
loyalty and
shortcuts or unethical
collaboration.
behavior.
Habit 5.
Even when obstacles tempt you
Seek
to
first to
compromise.
understand,
Embrace
then to be
discomfort.
understood.
Growth requires
This
leaving
habit
comfort
emphasizes
zones.
empathetic communication.
Seek challenges deliberately
Most
to
people
strengthen
listen
your
with the
character and
intent to
skills.
reply, not to understand.
Section 5.
Covey
Stories
encourages a
of real-life
paradigm shift.
obstacle transformations.
Understand others fully
Steve
before
Jobs,
expressing your own
fired from
perspective.
Apple, the company
Key
he
principles.
co-founded. 1.
Jobs could have given
Empathy
up.
over persuasion.
Instead, he used this
Listen
setback
deeply
to
to the
start
emotions
next in
and
Pixar,
concerns of others.
ultimately returning to
2.
Apple stronger and more
Diagnose before
innovative than
prescribing.
before. Understand the
J.K.
problem
Rowling,
before offering
before
solutions.
Harry Potter became a worldwide
Look like
phenomenon.
in the long term,
Rowling
not
faced
just
rejection,
react to day-to-day
financial
pressures.
hardship, and single
Without a clear
parenthood.
destination,
Her persistence
you
and
risk
belief
wandering
in her work
aimlessly
allowed
through
her
life.
to turn every
Key
obstacle
principles
into
of habit
success.
2.
1.
Walt Disney,
Defined
fired from a
personal
newspaper
mission.
job for lacking
Create a
imagination.
personal mission
Disney
statement that
encountered
reflects your
multiple
deepest
business
values
failures
and life
before
goals.
creating the Disney empire.
This acts as a guiding
Each
compass
obstacle
for
honed his
decisions and
creativity and
actions.
resilience.
2 point.
These
Envision your
examples
desired
illustrate
legacy.
that obstacles are
Imagine
often the
the
stepping
impact you want to
stones
leave on
remarkable
family,
achievements.
friends, work, and society.
Conclusion.
3.
The obstacle
Roles
is the
and
way.
goals.
The
Identify
obstacle is
key
the way
life
teaches,
roles, e.g.,
that
family
obstacles are
member,
not
professional,
enemies.
friend,
They are
and set
opportunities
clear
to
goals
grow
for each.
by mastering
Practical
perception,
application.
taking
Write
disciplined
a
action,
personal mission
and
statement
cultivating
or a
an
set of guiding
unbreakable will.
principles.
We can transform
Ask yourself
setbacks
daily,
into progress.
does this action align with
Life
my
will
ultimate
challenge
goals?
you, but the key is not
Visualize
to avoid
long-term
difficulty.
outcomes before
It's to
making
embrace
decisions,
it.
whether
Each
financial,
obstacle is a
relational,
chance
or
to practice
professional.
patience,
Example,
courage, and
if you aspire
creativity.
to be
Each
financially
challenge
independent and
strengthens your
generous,
character
your
and
decisions
prepares
about
you for greater
spending, investing,
success.
or career
When you
moves
encounter
should reflect that
difficulties,
vision.
remember these 3
Habit
principles.
3. Put first things
Perception.
first. See
Once you
obstacles
know your
clearly
mission,
and without emotional
habit 2,
distortion.
habit 3 is
Action.
about
Take
prioritizing and
deliberate,
executing.
persistent steps toward
Many
overcoming
people live
challenges.
reactively,
Will,
responding to urgent but
cultivate
not
inner
important
strength,
matters.
resilience, and
Covey
the ability
introduces
to
the
endure.
time management matrix.
By applying these principles,
Quadrant
you can turn
I,
any
urgent
setback
and
into an
important.
opportunity,
Crises,
any failure
deadlines.
into a lesson, and
Quadrant
any
2,
obstacle into the
not
way
urgent
forward.
but important.
Challenges are not the
Planning,
end, they are the beginning
relationships,
of growth,
personal growth.
success, and
Quadrant
transformation.
3, urgent but not important.
Interruptions, trivial tasks. Quadrant 4, not urgent and not important. Time wasters, distractions. Key principle, True effectiveness comes from spending most of your time in quadrant 2, activities that are important but not urgent, like health, relationships, skill building, and long-term planning. Practical application, weekly planning, schedule quadrant 2 activities before reacting to urgent matters. Learn to say no to things that don't align with your mission. Focus on effectiveness over efficiency. Doing the right things matters more than doing things right. Example: instead of spending all weekend catching up on emails, urgent but not important, schedule time to exercise, read, or work on a personal project that aligns with long term goals. Part 2: Public Victory. Habits 4-6. Public victory is about building strong, mutually beneficial relationships. Once you achieve private mastery, you can interact effectively and positively with others. Habit 4: Think win win. Win win thinking is the mindset that mutual benefit is possible in all interactions. Covey argues that the world is not zero sum. One person's success doesn't require another's failure. Key principles of win win: 1. Abundance mentality. Believe there is plenty for everyone, as opposed to a scarcity mentality. 2. Character and relationships. Integrity, maturity, and empathy are required to create win win solutions. 3. Seek mutual benefit. Focus on agreements and solutions where all parties feel respected and valued. Practical application. Approach negotiations and conflicts with curiosity. How can we both benefit? Avoid manipulative, competitive, or self centered tactics. Build trust before seeking short term gains. Example: at work, instead of hoarding credit for success, share recognition with team members, creating loyalty and collaboration. Habit 5. Seek first to understand, then to be understood. This habit emphasizes empathetic communication. Most people listen with the intent to reply, not to understand. Covey encourages a paradigm shift. Understand others fully before expressing your own perspective. Key principles: 1. Empathy over persuasion. Listen deeply to the emotions and concerns of others. 2. Diagnose before prescribing. Understand the problem before offering solutions. Practical application. Practice active listening. Maintain eye contact. Paraphrase what the other person says, and avoid interrupting. Ask clarifying questions to fully understand the other person's perspective before sharing your own. Apply empathy in every interaction, whether personal or professional. Example: in a team meeting, instead of immediately defending your idea, listen to colleagues' concerns fully. Acknowledge their viewpoints before offering your solution, creating a more collaborative environment. Habit 6: Synergize. Synergy is about creative cooperation, the idea that the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. When people with different strengths, perspectives, and experiences collaborate effectively, they produce results no one could achieve alone. Key principles of synergy. 1. Value differences. Differences in opinion, background, or approach are opportunities for innovation, not obstacles. 2. Open-minded collaboration. Combine strengths rather than compromise superficially. 3. Team effectiveness. Build trust and encourage authentic participation to maximize potential. Practical application. Identify complementary strengths in your team, friends, or family. Encourage brainstorming sessions without judgment to find novel solutions. Avoid silos, integrate diverse viewpoints to create breakthrough outcomes. Example: a marketing team combines the analytical skills of one member with the creative thinking of another to create a campaign neither could have produced alone. Part 3: Renewal. Habit 7. Habit 7. Sharpen the saw. Sharpen the saw. This habit emphasizes continuous self-renewal in 4 dimensions. 1. Physical. Exercise, nutrition, sleep, and stress management. A strong body supports a sharp mind. 2. Mental. Reading, writing, learning new skills, and engaging in stimulating activities to expand knowledge. 3. Emotional, social. Nurture meaningful relationships, practice empathy, and manage emotions effectively. 4. Spiritual. Connect with values, purpose, and principles. Reflect, meditate, or pray to maintain inner balance. Key principles: sustainability and effectiveness requires regular renewal. You cannot pour from an empty cup. Practical application. Create a weekly routine that includes physical activity, mental learning, emotional reflection, and spiritual practice. Take vacations or breaks to recharge your mind and body. Engage in activities that inspire and align with your core values. Example, spending Sunday morning exercising, reading, journaling, and meditating primes you for the week ahead with clarity, energy, and focus. Integrating the habits. Covey emphasizes that the 7 habits are interdependent. Habits 1 to 3 build private victory and self-mastery. Habits 4 to 6 enable public victory and strong relationships. Habit 7 sustains all the other habits through renewal. Practical steps to integration. 1. Assess your current habits and identify which areas need focus. 2. Begin with one habit at a time. Mastery is gradual. 3. Reflect daily. Are your actions aligned with your principles and goals? 4. Commit to lifelong learning and growth. Effectiveness is a journey, not a destination. Top takeaways from the 7 habits. 1. Effectiveness starts with character and principle-centered living. 2. Proactivity transforms your life from reactive to empowered. 3. Clarity of vision enables purposeful action. 4. Prioritizing what matters most prevents wasted energy on trivial tasks. 5. Win-win thinking fosters collaboration, trust, and mutual respect. 6. Empathetic communication strengthens relationships and prevents conflict. 7. Synergy unlocks creative potential beyond individual effort. 8. Renewal sustains long-term effectiveness and fulfillment. By internalizing these habits, you not only achieve personal and professional success, but also contribute positively to the lives of others. Covey's framework is not about quick fixes. It's about building a life of integrity, purpose, and enduring influence.